Okay, welcome to our fifth video on angles. We've been looking at angles on a straight line, angles at a point, making up a circle. We've also been looking at angles in triangles, and we've been trying to, solve equations to find the missing angles where they mix up angle equations with algebra. What we're going to be doing today is to look at parallel lines and intersecting lines. We're going to start with intersecting lines. Now, when two lines intersect, they make x. Okay, so if you look at this line here, this line and that line basically just makes an x. Okay, so when two straight lines intersect or where they cross, two pairs of opposite angles are formed, and opposite angles are equal. So when you draw an x, the angles that are opposite, for example, this angle here. If you look at this angle here, that's opposite to this one. Now, if they're opposite, they're normally equal. So if this is 70 degrees, that's going to be exactly 70 as well. Okay, that's going to be 70 as well. And if this is 110, then B is going to be 110 as well. So this is 110, then even the one at the top is going to be 110. Okay, because they are vertically opposite. Okay, so opposite angles are normally equal. Now, with opposite angles, is only if the two lines intersect to make a perfect x. That's when we say that they are opposite. Okay, so we're talking about intersecting lines, looking at angles that are vertically opposite. Okay, I would like you to try question example one quickly. Find angle A and find angle B and find angle C quickly. Okay, hope you've tried it. Now, so the first thing now I'm going to do is that to say that angle A is obviously going to be 70 degrees because this angle A is opposite to that one. It's vertically opposite that. So they're basically the same. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to need to do is to find what angle B is. Now, with angle B, I can look at it differently. I can look at this other line here. And I know that when I have a straight line at a point, the two angles on one side of it will always be 180. So this would be 180. Okay. So if you think about angle B and angle 70, they make a straight line there at that point making 180. If you look at that. So we can now say that B is going to be equals to 180 take away 70. Okay. And that's going to be 110. Okay. So this B here is going to be 110. Now 70 plus 110 makes 180 there, which is always the rule with straight lines. Now for C, you can see that C is opposite B, isn't it? If I take that one off, you can see B and C, they're just basically vertically opposite, which means that if B is 110, then C is going to be 110 as well. So C is basically 110 degrees. So that's 110. Okay, so that's how to do that. Right, so I would like you to pause the video and try question 1A all the way to G really quickly. So do A all the way to G very, very quickly. Okay, hope you've tried them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do question F, E, and G for you. Right, so number one, with E is easy because the opposite angle is a right angle triangle. So that's basically 90 degrees. If this is 90 degrees, then E is obviously going to be 90 degrees because they are vertically opposite. Okay. Now, once I've got this 90 here, I can find F because the 90 and the F, they make a straight line here. Okay. So if this is 90, F must be 90 to make 180 because straight line, the angles in a straight line will always add up to 180 at that point. So that's 90 and that's 90. Now, if I know what F is, I can find G because G is vertically opposite. So if F is 90, then G is also going to be 90. Okay. So that's how you can approach that. Right, so you're going to pause the video and just mark your work quickly. Pause the video and mark your work. Right, hope you did well on that. We're just going to move on to the next bit, which is question 2 and 3. The typical kind of questions they're going to ask you in a test. Okay, typical questions they're going to ask you in a test. So what you want to do is to just pause the video and try them. Pause the video and try them. Okay, right, so let's try question, I'm going to do question 3, H, G, and I for you, okay? Right, so starting again, I've got 132 here, and I've got 54. I'm going to use them to help me. Now, if this is 54, G is definitely 54 straight away because they're vertically opposite, okay? I can see there's an X there, okay? So G is basically going to be 54 degrees. They are vertically opposite. Okay. Now, then I can find H now by finding what this angle here is. Okay. Because that would then be opposite to that. So if this one is 132 and this one here, I can see they make a straight line. So this 132 together with 48 will make 180. So this is 48 and 132 making 180, which means that H is also going to be now 48. Okay, so H is going to be 48 there for you because this is that. Now, once I've got this is 48 and I've got this is 54, now I now say that 48 plus 54 plus I makes 180. So 48 plus 54 plus I would make 180. And what I now do from there on is just basically to add this together and then to take away from 180 to get what I is. And that's what we've been doing so far. Okay. So that's how to do that question. Right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause the video for you and then you're just going to mark your work. So answers to question 2 are in the corner there and to question 3 are basically over there. So if you want to pause the video and just mark your work. Okay, hope you done well on that one. Right, so again, try question 4 very quickly. Typical exam questions that they're going to ask in the test to do. Let's pause the video and try this. Okay, hope you've tried it. I'm just going to go through this for you very quickly. Now, start with the 64, which is what they've given me. I know that W is definitely 64 because angles that are opposite are normally equal. That's the first thing. Now, then looking at this line here, this tick here and that tick, it tells me that this W here is the same as this one here. So that is going to be 64 as well because I've got isosceles triangle. Okay. Now then, because X and that are vertically opposite, X is also obviously going to be 64 degrees. So X is 64, W is also 64. Okay. Now that I've got this is 64 and that is 64, I can now find this one here because I've got this triangle here. So I'm going to add these two 64s, adding them together. And then I'm going to take away from 180 to give me what this one is. Okay, so I've got that. So if you add them, you got 128. But you got to take away from 180 to get what you're looking for. So that's going to be, that looks like 52 degrees. So it means that this is going to be 52. Okay, so that's going to be 52 there. Now, if this one is 52, then Y, which is vertically opposite, is going to be 52 as well. So that's going to be 52 as well because they're vertically opposite. Okay. Now, when you get to this other triangle, look at this stick here and that stick there. It means that this angle here is the same as that angle there because the side where the sticks are there. So that's going to be the angle I'm talking about, which is going to be 52. And then this is going to be the other, it's going to be 52. Okay. So that's how to do this question. If you just want to pause your video quickly and then mark your work now. Pause the video and mark the work. Okay, so hope we done well on that. So these are the typical questions they're going to ask in the test. Typical questions they're going to ask in exams, so you make sure that you know them. Okay, right, so we're going to finish off. Just to remind you again, I'm a qualified teacher. I do maths, I do sciences. I'm qualified from the University of Brighton. I also went to University of Reading and University of Nairobi. That's where I did my bachelor's degree and master's degree. I'm now a full-time teacher in the UK. I do online tutoring via Skype, as you can see here. I also do face-to-face. I might have some few spaces for online tutoring. All you need to do, if you just send me an email through this email here, requesting if I can tutor you, and if I have a chance, then I might be able to take you in. So just send me an email, just inquire. Okay. Now, thanking you again for those who have been donating to this project. I really, really appreciate that. The videos are coming. We are doing more videos. We are uploading more videos every single day. It takes time to do them. It takes resources to do them. But your donation has been so helpful to me. If you've not donated before and you want to know how to do that, you're welcome. Any donation is acceptable. £1 or £2 or £5 or £10. Anything that you have that you want to donate to this project will be so useful. You can drop your donation to my account, which is basically here. These account details are there for you. You can do that by doing online transfer or you can just basically drop into a NatWest, a NatWest bank in the high streets if you're in the UK. And if you're a student, all you need to do is to talk to your mom, talk to your dad, who may then be able to contribute or to donate on your behalf. If you find the videos useful, I'm really happy about that, and I want to do more and more. So then you can do well in your exam, you can do well in your test, and you then can succeed. So please do contribute. And my email is there. If you just want to tell me that you've contributed or you donated, I'll be so thankful. And all I'm going to do is just send you a thank you uh, as I reply that email. So thank you so much. That's the end of our fifth video on Angus.